Oh, because Rob plays PUBG too, along with his cousin Jake. What? Yeah, right. Hmm. Over there. Hacienda.
Why does it make me put the hollow on my? I'm bandaging because I got bandies. I hate kids that use cat that would be good. I got no body on me, so I have none either. I'm literally just watching in the middle of us. I'm going in. They're going not yet, but shotgun going in.
Uh,
Okay, there's some might break. Oh, the rock in here. Take out the nightstick. You're not gonna pump. Hey, that's a Winchester. Winchester with a scope. Yep. I know. I dropped this instead. Oh man. Not good. Big time good. Dropping everything to the SKS. Grabbing it. Good shit. More beneficial. Dude, I got like 17 miles on my thing. Jesus Christ. Oh well. Got some SKS. Did you find us a spot? Here, toss it. I got a guy on me. Like it's yep, he just jumped out. He just died over there. Yep. I down one. Okay. I'm out. I am getting hit. He's over here on his right. He's running. He's running away. Behind the wall. Behind the wall. He's running away. You shot him right in the head. I did. I had no fucking ammo. Stop lying. No, I was telling you. This guy. I hit this guy with a shotgun standing right there. Come on. Come on. I'm here. Come on. Hey Brandon, what's your paintball again? Where's Chief at? Come out.
oh boy.
Yes. Get ready to. Do a punt.
Come here, bud. Get on the bed. Get on the bed. You can do it. Yay, you did it. Bork, bork. Woo.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And we spotlight Keenan Allen as he gets set to go back to work. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
It kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But we're going to the headliner each and every time. And that's not easily done because, you know, all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
From the 30 on second down, Rivers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Working out of the gun, Rivers. He's got his man. It's Williams. Williams loses the football, and the Falcons grab it. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yard.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
Prater on to add the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Melvin Gordon and the Chargers ready for their next possession. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted.
I hit stick somebody and they gave me a face.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a give, right side. Jackson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's Rivers. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. From the gun, Rivers. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary, incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On second down now. It's Hunt. And this will be a pickup of 4 here, up to their own 20.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. Here now a look at Melvin Gordon. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try to mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I guess they don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
This pass finds its way to Williams. Touchdown, L.A. Mike Williams, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And Cordell Patterson, the 30, the 20.
Kickoff return.
And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. Officially an even 100 yards coast to coast on the kick return. And the Falcons push further out in front. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Extra point good by Prater, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Charger offense making their way back out there. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
Prater for the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Throwing, Rivers, and that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw, Rivers. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Don't get the fuck back up.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Rivers gets it to Gordon. I call it no gain there on the 1st down play.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rivers caught by Allen. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Rivers. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 40. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
Give them 12 yards there. The Chargers have a 1st down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the 1st half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this 1st half of play. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Badgley's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, not the best 1st half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the 2nd half.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. And it's the Packers who have the lead in that one. The Packers seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. From there, we head out west to the Golden State. Check on the Rams at home in L.A. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. Case Keenum's thrown 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's head to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. See what's happening with the Bengals. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. 21-13, your final score. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the 2nd half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the 2nd half gets underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well.
Let's make these babies cry on the way back home.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And picked up by the Chargers. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. 2-hand. Oh, I get it. 2-hand monster. Both hands on the football. Taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And only about a yard there as he takes from the 9 to the 8.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said,
and he's going to be intercepted a third time. It's Desmond Trufant. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Wait, whatever.
This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point good by Prater, and a lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position and throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now this one complete on the slant route. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll let the fullback try and pick it up. This is Anthony Sherman. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They built up that lead at intermission, and they're just continuing to pour it on right now, aren't they?
Locked into a really good groove right now. I don't know if it's just the play calling. I know the execution is really, really sharp right now, and all the playmakers are doing exactly what you expect. They're making plays, and right now, defense has no answer and no chance of catching up.
Yeah, they're just looking to turn anywhere for a stop defensively. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
Up 38-17. The rest of it's defense.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Haynes. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Looking deep, and that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. A big-time play there for the Falcons. And even 40 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Just with Joey Bosa coming at me all the time.
2nd and 5. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They'll look to throw.
My offensive line is not good.
It's caught. Jones. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the 1st down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down.
Julio touchdown. He's one-on-one coverage.
He'll look to throw. And that is caught at the back.
Really, Julio, what are you doing? That's fine.
One of Kate's gifts came today.
Yeah.
Look how freaking pretty this is.
Oh, wow. Nice.
It's all the spells from Harry Potter. All of them.
It's nice.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. It's nice.
It's like, it was only like $12.
Nice.
Sorry. I get
No.
so
Guess we should probably move towards zone. Nah, I mean, I'm down for whatever, but I'm really enjoying this ball screen. Nice. Do you guys want to hear a joke? My life. A 3-legged dog walks into a bar. He walks over to the bartender and says, "I'm looking for the man who shot my paw." Nothing? Is there one? That was the punchline. You said we were staying here. Oh, I moved. Where are they? You're getting shot from the guys from the north? Probably. I don't know where. They hear their shots. I shot one guy. Oh, I see. 20. Where? I'm not.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA.
Oh, I hit him, but I got shot in the head by a car 98 from my side. And this guy's pushing up to me to try and kill me, I think. I hit one of them.
I hit one of them too.
Oh, he's pushing me. He's pushing me. Molotov. It got me. It's gonna kill me. I'm rolling in this. I don't know how he didn't die. I hit him right in the head with an M24. Right there, Daniel. I see you?
No.
He's not see you. He's dumb. Yeah. Oh, wait for him to come out of that. Oh. Uh-oh. Let's, right there. Oh, well. Oh, okay. I gotta go. Get ready for work.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do, and I don't want to go.
Fall off.
Sports 17.
All right. Well, so far I've held Melvin Gordon to under.
Throwing on second down. Rivers. And an alley to run. And they have
And
the
they just
football.
intercepted.
Will set up shop
Shit.
at the 33-yard line. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll set up to throw. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted.
Oh my God!
Picked off here by Aaron Colvin.
I can't even blame.
He's at the 30.
For that interception.
10. And he will
Pass
score.
got
Touchdown.
caught by the tight
LA.
end. The defender deflected it out of his hands.
This
right
game's
into
still
another
fairly
defender.
well in hand, but
And he got
I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will get him one closer. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Nick Mullins now heading out, the subject of our player spotlight. And this defense, they came prepared. He's probably going to be seeing them in his sleep if they don't fix things quickly.
And that's not exactly what he wants to see in his post-game slumber. So they've got to figure out a way to slow things down a little bit. Some screen passes, some draws, anything to make the defensive front hesitate a little bit. Think on their way back to the quarterback, maybe even a quarterback draw, some type of tendency breaker to change things up.
Exactly. Whatever the case, something to mix it up here. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he whips that one incomplete there.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
But we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
The Falcons on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. He'll look to throw. And he fends him off. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Nazir Jones cruises in for the sack. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, let's go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. Open man, it's Allen. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. 1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
He's not a lead crosser.
One man in the backfield, that's Gordon, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting.
That is caught. It's Benjamin for the Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage.
Under pressure, they got him again. Melvin Ingram in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They run with Hunt. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
90, Wolf. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Jones has it. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On 1st down, punt. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. He'll drop to throw. He completes it to Jones. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw here. This complete to Jones. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there and a 1st down for the Falcons. Well, we looked at each other in surprise going for it on 4th down in the 4th quarter with a lead. But, hey, you get it as a coach. You look like a genius.
So the next time we see Coach, he's going to say, well, that's why I coach and that's why you guys talk up there, right? He had the guts to go ahead and go for it, and it paid off.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll find Jones again, complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Looking to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is recovered by the Chargers. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
1st down Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. This is where you learn. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Falcons grab it. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yep, the opportunity squashed. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
I can't, drop back to pass.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Hey, Steve Stick. Steve Stick. Choose the mic. Watch Mike. Watch Mike. We want this. Let's go.
They'll set up a throw. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.
What is it?
But Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall just a little short, but give them credit, they were able to hold on, withstand that comeback, and ultimately win it by the slim margin.
And bottom line, when it's all said and done, they don't ask you how much you won by. They just want to know, did you win? And that they did.
So for the Falcons, they finish perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Banana bus.